going live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Upstate Music Mind. Season finale.
I'm in an upstate state of mind at last. On the Upstate Music Mind podcast.
Yeah. That is our theme song, written by B.B. Peters, sung by Jose.
That's right. We made it.
It debuted on season finale of season 4.
Right,
and now
right.
it's making it all the way to season finale, season 5.
Super catchy.
BB and Jose, man. Those guys.
Those guys, these guys. We got another guy in the studio today, and he's going to help us do a little co-host. We're going to interview him as well, talk about his music functions. But folks, before we get into that, it is the season finale of season 5. Woo! Damn, 125 episodes in.
I just Ric Flaired that for 125.
You sure did.
Woo!
For 125.
Hit me with like 3 sound effects in a row, Bill, because I'm so excited.
Oh, he gave you 5. You said 2. He gave you 5, baby.
Thank you.
And that's why it's season 5.
And then
The conclusion of 2-5. There's 6. 6 is always nasty.
You got everything on there, dude.
So,
Thanks, Tim.
introduce the man in the studio with us today.
Without further ado, my friend, my buddy, the one, the only, David Katilius, better known as DKat.
DKat.
Bass player, sound man, musician, composer, genius, friend,
Genius friend.
brethren.
All of the above. DKat, welcome to the studio. Welcome to the UMMPod, man.
Man, thanks for having me.
Couldn't just have you on any episode, bro. I said we're going to get DKat on the show. We got to have the season finale.
Oh!
And
Yes.
I'm going to be on it, RC. Let me tell you, UMMPod Nation and RC,
Okay.
what went down. So me and Bill, our executive producer, shout out to Bill Kerrigan, we work at Duncan's Hardware during the day, and I'm in there just doing the front counter thing. Who comes up to the front counter? David Katilius. DKat. And I'm just like, what? Well, I'm not expecting to see him. And he's like, what's up, dude? It's like, and he says, dude, I just saw Matt Crisp. He said I should be on the podcast. And I was like, you know what? God bless you, Matt Crisp. Yes, David Katilius, you should be on the podcast. Why have I not had you on yet?
Right.
Yes. So thank you, Matt Crisp.
Matt Crisp, he found a clever way to be on every episode from henceforth, because he created our little jingle for our This Day in Music segment. So
Oh, that's sick.
so he's technically on every episode now going forward.
Hey.
But
Yeah, man.
And then for him to tell you, and then for you to run into me, you know, you definitely were meant for something special. Season finale, baby.
Awesome.
so yeah, we want to talk about all your music goings and functions that you have going on, of course, but we also are featuring an artist that Ryan, that Love Beats here, has set up, and let's tell the folks who we're going to feature as well today.
Yes, we are going to call my good buddy Layton Meacham. He is a reggae artist, and he plays in multiple touring bands. I want to tell him to tell you more about that. Joe Samba, Sense of Motion, but he just put out his first debut single under his own name, Layton Meacham, and I'm really excited to have him on show. He's on tour in New Jersey right now, so we're going to talk to him a little bit.
And I want DKat to jump in on the interview if you have any questions or something to say to him, something funny, whatever, dude. Feel free to jump in when we do that interview with him.
I got you, man.
Yeah.
See,
cool.
I know David listens to
will be fun.
podcasts. He knows.
The funny thing is, I don't. Like, this is foreign to me. It's awesome.
That's why it's gonna be so good. I feel like DKat's got some. You meet a lot of people being in your line of work too, so you know how to deal and talk to people. That's just part of your line of work and your personality. You're forced into it by force of hand.
That's more accurate. Yeah.
Dude, DKat. So I guess should we just dive in, dude?
Yeah.
Dude, tell us kind of where you're from, how you got started in music, and lead us up all the way to where you went to college and all that stuff.
Yeah. So I'm basically from Greenville. I was born in Rochester, New York. We family moved down here to Greenville in '91. So throughout my life, well, I started as a classical pianist.
Really?
Yeah. Age 6, actually, until right after probably a year after I graduated high school. That was an off year, but that'll make sense in a minute. But started with that, but in high school got into like drumline and all that kind of stuff. Started getting into like super into drum corps, WGI indoor drumline, all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
And yeah.
Drum Brothers.
Yeah, so continue with that. I actually, I think around 2010, I basically shifted completely from classical. I kind of dinked around with guitar a little bit, throughout high school, just teaching myself and whatnot. And in short, that kind of translated itself over to bass.
So you went from playing piano to
piano and percussion, actually.
So piano, percussion, and you're in high school at this point. Then you're like, all right, I'm going to pick up the guitar, some stringed instruments in high school.
Yeah. Essentially, when I wasn't kind of doing like percussion or drumline stuff, I was just picking around on guitar, just from music that I heard, and kind of got into bass from that. But like around 2010, like I said, I started playing bass in actual bands. Like my first band was like basically a classic rock 80s, just contemporary rock cover band. And and I did that for a couple years, and then basically everything kind of took off. And all right.
So you're gigging in high school in other bands, like 80s rock band, classic rock.
Yeah, so that was actually after high school. So I went to USC.
Nice.
For a couple years for a like classical percussion major, and kind of realized halfway into it that just like this is not something I particularly care about. Like,
can I interject really quick?
Yeah.
I can relate to that wholeheartedly. I was a performance and classical guitar major at USC.
No kidding.
Until my junior year, and then I said this is not my passion, and I basically morphed it into a music business degree. I did interdisciplinary studies. And
okay, yeah. So you knew about like Burt Ligon and all those guys.
Absolutely, he intimidated the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
He only graded me poorly, but I deserved those poor
I
grades.
actually took a jazz improv class with him, and man, he's a cool guy, man. He really is. Like,
He is. He
He
just-
absolutely knows his shit.
He's a musical genius. you
Yeah,
know.
but he is, man. It was great. That was actually kind of my first foray into shifting from classical to like contemporary, like
Cool
stuff that we all kind of play. But so that actually led to in 2012, I moved up to Boston to go to Berklee College of Music. Because somehow, if you don't know, it's one of the world's leading contemporary music schools.
That's the thing. Like, I did know that, and I was like, even though I actually toured that school, like trying to think, I can go to school for music.
You did, as a matter of fact.
I
You
toured
came up
it.
with Vince Crow.
Yeah, I mean, I stayed in flipping DKat's not dorm, but apartment.
Yeah, on Westland Avenue, right off of Massachusetts Avenue. Oh man!
So I'm going up. I'm visiting DKat, and I'm visiting Vince Crow in Boston. All right, and Vince is going to school at Berklee College of Music, one of the best pristine music schools in the country.
Right.
So he's like, let's go visit my buddy David. And I was like, David, yeah, like I should know David. Like we go over there, I'm like, David's like, yeah, dude, I know Hootie. I love Hootie. I'm like meeting David. I'm like, dude, this is just a Boston dude. And then I'm like, wait, hold up. He's a Greenville dude that's in Boston, but I met him in Boston. So I'm thinking I'm in a Boston dude's apartment. And it's like, well,
and he's wicked smart.
and he's flipping wicked spot, talk this kind of it. Yeah.
Pocket cat have it,
But
yeah.
no, he's flipping a Greenville cat, just like doing this thing at school, man. At the best music, and like, he's playing bass at this school too. I'm watching you, and like I go up there, and he's like, I have to do this whole composition by ear by tomorrow morning by class, and like you had to write it out or something like that.
I was doing something or other.
Something crazy like that though, like something that's like
Nice.
out there. But yeah, dude, like you're going to the most pristine music school, but you hadn't even been playing bass for how many years at that point?
So when I got in, I had been playing, seriously, I think for about a year and a half, 2 years or so.
That sounds
like,
nuts. Like I want to put that in perspective.
Yeah, like somehow they thought I had the stuff, and man, I'll tell you, I miss it. I really do. That's one thing I kind of took for granted. Looking back on it, is just the amount of time I had available to just play my instrument, and devote so much time to it, because there were not much else responsibilities other than going to class maybe, and playing with all these musicians that you could basically reach out at arm's length, and you could hit anyone. Just it was just absolutely killing. You could make anything that you wanted to.
Yeah, having that availability where, like, who wants to jam? We have jam room spaces available. We have the talent available. Like, all these resources are lined up for you or whatever. It's like, well, let's just go out there and not. We have a recording buddy. Like, well, let's go flip and lay it down.
That would have been a very cool scene to use the idea that Mr. John Durham, right? It was his idea to build a band.
Build a band. Yeah, get a bunch of band musicians together, almost like the NFL draft or NBA draft.
That and that was just that was sort of thing. Was almost just an everyday thing. That was just the life.
Yeah, I remember one of the people, like, this is funny, and this, you can maybe attest to this, David. Like, when I went up there with Vince Crow, they were like, oh, dude, Vince? He's one of the best guitar players here. They were literally saying that about Greenville's Vince Crow. They were like,
oh, yeah.
He was seriously one of the best. And then at that time, this is going to sound silly, but we were like, yeah, we all know Marcus King, too. And they were like, yeah, dude, Marcus King's killer. He's on the rise. It's like, yeah, we play with him too. Like, he's our buddy. Like, that was right when he was coming too. So it's like Vince and Marcus were like, he's the best guitar player.
They both were in Steve Watson's class at the same time.
Steve Watson, I was going to bring him up.
Yeah.
Shout, man, we got to get Steve on the show.
Oh man,
yeah. Well, he just retired and moved out to Richmond, if I'm not mistaken.
He's got time to be on the phone call, Zoom call.
Yeah.
But that's like the Greenville talent is like really. That says something about that, being able to go. On that level, DKat too, DKat's up there. Like, not everybody can graduate Berkeley. Did you graduate Berkeley?
I did, yeah.
He actually graduated Berkeley. I wanted to make sure. I'm pretty sure that you did. Like, and it's like, it goes two ways with it. Like, some of these people, they just get the gig and they just go out and work, and so they don't need to graduate. Some people can't see it through. Some people, whatever. DKat was able to like stick to it, see it all the way through,
and that was sort of also kind of a personal, goal for me, because Berkeley was my second attempt at college, and I wanted to, prove to myself that I could actually, see this thing through, and to my parents who graciously helped me out with the financials on that.
Right, everything that comes with it. Yeah, because I remember, like, the first time I think I saw you play was in Justin Johnson Major 7th.
Major 7th, yeah.
Because we just had Justin on a few episodes ago.
Yeah. He's on the road with Little Stranger right now.
Isn't that so awesome, dude?
Oh, yeah, dude. I love those guys. The Shields brothers, oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute the best dudes.
I love.
So ever since we did that episode, I've been telling a bunch of my coworkers about all these guys and these bands and stuff, and let's remind him he did invite us to get backstage passes at Red Rocks when they play out there.
Yeah,
he technically invited us. So
all we have to do is get there,
and let's bring DKat with us too, and let's go out there and party.
Let's do it,
man. Speaking of Red Rocks, something about DKat. No, go ahead.
No, speaking of Red Rocks, I'll be there this Saturday watching Humphreys.
Dude, DKat is the big. That's exactly what I was going to tell people. You're the biggest Humphreys fan. How many Humphreys shows have you been to? Or what will this be? Sorry, this weekend.
This will probably be, I want to say 117.
Yeah, you heard that. 117. That would be the number.
First show, July 7th, 2016.
Dude. Bro, you hear this, y'all?
Shout out Humphreys McGee.
Shout
Fucking
out.
love all you.
117.
Dude, and you know what? I'm glad you're doing this because Josh Forbes, who was just on the...
I was going to say what you were going to say. Go ahead.
He was saying, you're the UMMPod. Why haven't you had Humphreys McGee on the UMMPod or any reference to... I mean, that's what we call this Upstate Music Mind. The UMMPod. Humphreys McGee, they just the bro.
Yeah.
You're finally tying us together, DKat.
Hell yeah.
117 right here. UMMPod Nation with the Humphreys McGee UMMPod Nation.
You know what? Also, we talked about the world record there from Brother Oliver, Stephen Oliver. So, world records, this is making me think. You might be a front runner for world record, right? That's a high number.
For Humphreys
Oh,
shows?
shit. That's
Right?
awesome.
Like, we need to look it up, and if...
Yes.
I mean, it'd be probably complicated database, but whatever. We could create it, and then we could break a world record, or he might have already done it.
Yeah, DKat's definitely, I'd say top 10. I would be willing to go there. But, dude, and, you know, another thing, so he knows Justin Johnson. He's good friends with Jack Ryan as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
They've all played together in the Shady Recruits.
Nice.
Dude, didn't Jack play drums with Humphrey McGee?
He did. He got to play a festival set with them, I think, back in September, October last year or something like that.
Did you get to go?
No, I did not. I was so sad.
Because I was waiting, like, for you to be like, him be like, this is my buddy DKat, like, let him on percussion, and then you could actually be the guy who went from being a fan to being in the band. Kind of like me from being a guest to be co-host. Yeah, I was the first guest on this show ever, DKat, and now look at me. I'm a co-host.
There you go.
You know what? With that being said, brand new idea, completely off the top of my head, you guys have no idea about. I think whenever we call Layton, I think we should have DKat be the third co-host.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a completely original idea. So if you guys are on board with that,
Yeah.
Run it. Let's go.
there it is. Dude, golly, dude. So DKat is tying together the UMMPod Nation with the Humphreys McGee Nation, baby. And this is what we do in Humphreys McGee Nation, right? Do it, DKat. That's what we do. And that's what they do.
That's it.
For real.
Nice.
Dude, yeah. So that's so cool, dude. Yeah, so DKat's definitely familiar with Ray Rocks.
Dude, yeah. Well, we'll get Humphreys McGee on for season 6. How about that?
Absolutely.
Dude, yeah. I mean, hell, Ryan Stasek lives in Charleston, so
Right,
you got
dude.
the Carolina boys right here. Carolina Base League.
Nice. Another Ryan. Fuck yeah.
Dude.
So many Ryans in this world.
Do you know his middle name by any chance?
Faybeck.
Wow.
We're all right. That's
Okay. Not Christopher.
We're both Ryan Christophers. We both share the first and middle name together. So we always ask when we meet another Ryan, we got to know.
Oh, okay.
The UMMPod Nation knows about that. But
Well, now you know.
now we know.
The
I'm
more you
glad
know.
that you knew, and thank you for telling us,
Oh, absolutely.
dude.
So tell us about some music you got
Yeah,
going on,
dude.
man. Obviously,
Yeah.
you're rocking one of your band's shirts here.
So yeah, right now, what is keeping the most busy, is I've kind of through Humphreys, I've kind of been grandfathered into the world of Fish, and back in 2018, got hooked up with another upstate musician, Adam Knight. He teaches jazz guitar at USC Upstate, does all sorts of Greenville Jazz Collective shows, just absolutely phenomenal guitar player. But him being a Fish fan, he started what we now know as Adam Knight's Buried Alive, the Fish tribute band. It's myself, Adam Knight, Troy Jones on drums, and Nate Copeland on keys.
I love all of those guys. Troy is like a drum brother. He bought me some drum hardware. He's really helped me.
Is he in Quasi Quasar?
Yes.
He is.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the same Troy. And he owns Troy. He has Troy Jones percussion. So reach out, get some drum lessons.
Yeah, and he just got a job teaching at the governor's school.
Bam! Dang.
I'm
So
pretty
he's about
sure.
to be like the next Steve Watson kind of
Yeah,
thing.
this dude's killing it, man.
Dude, so shout out to him. And Nate, I've jammed with Nate in some bands too.
Yeah.
So very good jammer, keys man.
Yeah, so 2018, Adam Knight's Buried Alive formed, and have been enjoying continued success with that. But that one Fish tribute band eventually led to another as of a year ago. Started playing with Runaway Gin out of Charleston. They've been around for the past, this year is the 10th anniversary tour. So,
Wow.
So, they've had a reputation going for the past 10 years, and they're based out of Charleston. And, between Buried Alive and Runaway Gin, I get to, play all this music that gets, sold out at almost every show they do. So,
Nice.
it's a lot of fun. Also an homage to one of my best friends who unfortunately is no longer with us, but Corey Takak. A lot of guys know him. He was a beast bass player in the Columbia scene, kind of almost like the father of the jam band scene out there, and he was the one that really pushed me to play Fish music out more, because he was the one who influenced me to do that. He I think he was at like 60 something shows or something, but I do it all for him, so it's nice to enjoy that success with not one but two bands playing the music of Fish and doing it well. So
That's so awesome, dude. I've opened up playing with drums for Matt Fastest. We opened up for Runaway Gin. And,
okay.
And I know the drummer, John Otto, or
John Pope. It used to be John Pope.
dude, but and I imagine being in a Fish tribute band is like, even though it's a tribute band, there's a lot of freedom. I feel like creative freedom in that. It's not.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
You're not really like if you was in like a Bon Jovi or just like something like a.
Nice.
I'm trying to think of another one.
That's just hilarious. I don't know why you thought of
I
Bon
couldn't
Jovi.
think of another. I'm
So
like
funny.
Beatles. You would like Beatles or Rolling Stones. You'd probably have to stick to pretty straight grid versus Grateful Dead or like Fish, especially. You kind of got here's the template, but you definitely get to put your DKat fingerprint on it.
And the cool thing about it is that they have so much material that so much of it is composed rather than improvisational. But like a lot of the composed sections of many of their tunes are just some of the coolest stuff I've ever delved into. Just when you get into the intricacies of how it all works and everything.
Dude, that's so cool. And did y'all hear? I'm sure you knew. Obviously, Fish just played the Sphere out in Las Vegas.
Yep.
Did you hear about that? So I was thinking, since you're in two Fish bands, and they're not doing anything at Roper Mountain Science Center, I was thinking we could have a Greenville Sphere-esque show.
That would
Y'all
be
could
pretty
play
cool.
in the Roper Mountain Science Center. We can have the planetarium.
Yeah.
Have something, and it wouldn't be the Sphere, but it would be a version of it. I just want to shoot that out to the UMMPod Nation.
That sounds like
How do you feel about it, DKat?
Oh, dude, that little observatory, whatever screen.
You got it. And we all laid back.
We all laid back. You're going on a field trips like every few months.
It's like exactly school field trips.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then
That's a good idea.
They're not using it right now, and so we kind of do like a rogue thing where we'll get in there, bring our own lights, and then y'all will set up, and we'll have a whole like Sphere experience.
Yeah.
Did you about to say it?
Yeah, of course.
Experience.
Yeah, man, let's set that up.
Dang, dude.
That would be cool.
That's a good idea.
Let's see how much effort it takes to convince the city to allow it.
That's why I said underground. We're gonna have to do this UMMPod Nation style. Or we'll
Covert ops.
Okay, or I will just get the blessing. Nobody's doing it. It's promoters out there. Come on, you can do it. Mayor Knox, let's do this thing.
We have had a mayor on the show, Mayor Greenwood.
Yeah, straight up, we did. Shout out Surrender Cobra. Tim.
Thanks, Tim. So yeah, dude. I don't know if I think it's almost about that time to give Mr. Layton a call. I don't know if you guys are ready to put our interview hats on.
Yeah, let's put our interview hats on and let's call Mr. Layton. How do you feel about that, DKat?
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. I'll let Layton tell you a little bit more about this, but he is a touring musician. Plays in multiple bands and just put out his debut single. We are calling Layton right now.
You got really soft.
Is it coming through?
As you were announcing, you got a little bit sultry.
And we are calling. Hey.
Please leave your message for
Okay.
8.
Ooh, almost gave his number.
Okay.
Okay, well,
And then
we can give him a couple minutes.
I was going to say, DKat, what are you doing right now besides playing music? What's your don't you run sound a little bit?
Yeah, so I'm one of the front of house engineers at Doc's Tavern off Woodruff Road down here in Greenville.
So Docs was actually one of our former sponsors actually on the show.
Really?
Yeah, last year
Oh,
they
that's
were one
awesome.
of our sponsors. So
Nice.
yeah, maybe we can probably talk to them soon. Maybe get them back on the sponsorship.
For sure, man.
How long you been out there?
This would be almost 2 years.
Nice. Yeah, I like that they kind of really put effort into that place. you
Yeah,
know?
they really do. Yeah. Bessa's worked her ass off on it.
Right.
You know, put a lot of hours and money, especially into the sound system, which I'm so grateful to be able to work with.
Yeah, when we had her on and did the interview, it was probably over a year and a half ago now, but she was very excited about the production and dedication to the music in there.
Oh, for sure, man.
Speaking of dedication to music, Layton is probably writing a new song right now.
He did say it was in a place with bad cell service. And this is our little Matt Crisp segment. Matt Crisp in the shower, keeping it clean with a little segment we like to call.
This day in music.
You heard that, DKat? D-Crisp?
Matt Crisp, see,
Crisp.
whenever he thinks of Matt Crisp in the shower, he just boggles his brain for a second. So
Understandable.
This segment soon to be sponsored by Head and Shoulders. Matt Crisp in the shower.
Where's the Upstate local shampoo? Because I want to. I feel like with
You
this
wanna create
long hair, I will sponsor
Let's
the
create one.
longest.
What would we call
whoever
it?
will sponsor us.
What would the brand name be called?
I'm saying if anybody that's out there already making it.
No, Umpoo. Ooh, that sounds gross.
Sound effect.
Shampoo?
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you some breaking news.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're live on the. We're not live. We're live on the air with my buddy Layton McKinnon. He's on tour right now. Layton, dude, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being on the season finale of UMMPod Nation. It's me.
Oh, man.
It's my buddy Ryan Stearns. We got Bill Kerrigan, executive producer, and special guest David Katilius is here talking to you as well. So,
How we doing, y'all?
What up?
What's up, Layton? How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm actually right here in New Jersey right now. Just played some shows with new band I'm playing with, Sense Emotion, man. We just played Lionheart Reggae Festival in New Jersey last night, man. 10-Foot Ganja Plant headlined and had some really cool people out there. It's like right there on the lake in Hamilton. And it was a great time, man. It's just good to be up here in a different place than I'm used to, you know?
dude, that is so cool. And dude, I love 10-Foot Ganja Plant. That's so cool. Well, that's one of the reasons I wanted to have you on the show, dude. And I want the UMMPod Nation to hear your story because literally Layton is an upstate musician who, in quote unquote, he made it, dude. He played music here. He played music here. This is my version of it, Layton. And I'll let you tell your version of it. But from my outside,
oh yeah,
he's in the upstate. All right, he's meeting people. He's like, yo, I want to play reggae music, man. That's what I like to do. I'm kind of LOZ slowing down. I'm like, dude, this scene's flipping. Good luck with reggae music, all right, bud? And people are like, dude, Layton, maybe you should move down to Charleston and play some reggae music. The dude moves down there, hooks up with some cool people, starts his own band. They start doing it. That leads to another band. Joe Sama starts playing more gigs with that. Leads to another band, Sense Emotion. Leads to today. We got a brand new debut single. First debut single from Layton McKinnon. But that's my out. So as an upstate musician to an upstate musician, y'all, you can make it. Don't give up. I told him, dude, good luck. And look at him. He's out there crushing it. Opening up for 10-Foot Ganja Plant.
Thank you so much, bro.
But tell your version of it, dude, because I'm thinking back like us playing at Quest open mic night and it just going and it's you, me, Vince Crow, and we're just like, hey, it's nobody here, but we're having fun.
Rest in peace, Quest.
Yes.
I have a lot of like, so it's a long story, but I'll give a short version. I mean,
Hey,
I grew up in
season
Five Forks.
your season finale, so you are allowed to take the long version. You can take the long way
Oh,
home.
sweet.
For real.
Sweet, man. Well, thank you guys for letting me talk about this, man. I don't get a chance to talk about like the timeline of my musical career that much. So I really appreciate you guys for giving me the space to do that, man. But yeah, I grew up in Five Forks and
I did
was
too.
born and raised in Greenville, man. Like Greenville Memorial Hospital. Like went to Malden High School, Malden Middle, and
I did too.
Me too.
Holy shit.
nice.
Mavericks.
Go
Let's
Jet
go.
Hawks. Sorry.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I grew up in Bradley Oaks, bro.
Oh, that dude! I grew up in Stonehaven.
Upstate music. Mine.
I did a few years on the Stonehaven
Bro.
swim team.
Oh, dude, same here, man. I
Hey.
swam a little bit up until like fourth grade, but
Okay.
dude, like I played baseball my whole life. Not that many people know that, but like I played baseball in college at the Citadel in Charleston.
Oh, sick.
So
Did
like
not
that
know
was a big part of my life for a long time. Like really put a lot of energy into that. But I always loved music, man. Like I started playing guitar when I was in like fourth grade. Like just kept playing, and I loved it. Was super into AC/DC and like Led Zeppelin, and like it was just that like a classic rock like is like that kind of, particularly those two bands like were like really big for me early on because my dad played really great music, and like he was a big funk guy too, so like heard a lot of Cameo and like Gap Band and stuff early on.
There we go.
And I loved music from an early age, man. I mean, mainly probably because of my dad. My mom loves music too, but it was just me and my dad spent a lot of time like because through just going to baseball games and stuff. So, man, I went to Malden, and baseball was still huge for me. But I graduated from the Citadel in 2016, and I really was just leaning more into music, and I've been playing a bunch and just really like experimenting with my voice more and more, and like I still like didn't have like super confidence like that was gonna be my thing, but I'm still working on that, but like I graduated and like just started like gigging at like this place called What's on Tap on Woodruff Road, and I was working there pouring beer too, and like just things just kind of kept unfolding. I kept playing. I started going to Smiley's Acoustic Cafe on Wednesdays, and playing with that band, and it just like naturally happened. I just like really liked the community that was there, and I was having a lot of fun just playing covers, with the guys, like, and just, Van Morrison tunes and like, so a couple Bob Marley tunes. And can you guys hear me, by the way?
Oh yeah, Crystal.
Okay, cool. But basically, man, I just like kept going. I just, I got to the point where I was playing a lot of gigs, like just like around like at restaurants and bars and stuff in Greenville, and like linked up with you, Ryan, and like played a couple of shows with the LOZ crew, and like was playing a lot with Rush Morgan, and like just like was really like embraced by a lot of people, in the scene. Like Got Rocks really had my back, like that whole team, and just like I was just like having fun, man. Just like music was playing live still was pretty new, and like playing with the band in general was still new. So like but I got to the point where I was just like, man, I just feel like I need a change. Like I've been in Greenville my whole life, and I think I really wanted to start a reggae band when I went down, so I went down to Charleston, like as things unfolded, and like ended up being in a band called the Destinators. We released some music together, and now it's just transitioned to me touring more, and like now I got this single out, bro. Like Friday, it's just all it's just you kind of just have to let go and let life kind of take you creatively and like in any other way, like where you're supposed to be, man. And like Charleston was the right move, and now I'm leaning more into my own thing, bro. And still touring. I play bass for Joe Samba and play guitar and vocals for Sense Emotion, and like I'm just I'm playing with on the non-reggae side of things. I have a project called The Right Ratio with my friend Ben Whitney. It's more like soul funk, like soul folk, like acoustic, like Jack Johnson R&B type vibe.
Nice.
And we're probably going to be releasing a single at some point. I'm just, I think the thing that, you know, I think the thing that like it's important that I realize about myself like is just not to limit myself creatively, because I love so many different types of music, you know, and that's kind of where I'm at now, man. I'm just kind of whatever feels good I want to do, you know.
Dude, that is so
That's
awesome.
man. Yeah, that's great.
It's inspirational, and I know that you know we're reggae brothers, but on a real level, you play music with a meaning and a purpose, and you think you're conscious of what you're doing. We're not just playing songs in a bar. I mean, you got a purpose to what you're doing in all these bands and stuff, and
right.
And I know you think about that because I know you as a person, but it comes through. I think it just comes through you as a person, and I think that's maybe something that these other bands see or hear in you that draws you to be like, I want this guy in my band playing my song. But it really comes out on your debut single. But before I get to your debut single, you're one of those guys is like, you play guitar, you sing, but then Joe comes along and says, hey, I need a bass player. You're one of those people like, hey, whatever the band kind of needs, I'll do it? Or how did you start playing bass? Or did you always play bass?
Bro, that story is just hilarious, dude. And let me know if I'm over talking. I'm pretty caffeinated, man. We played a Sense of Motion, like acoustic style, at a coffee shop opening up here in Jersey, and I had multiple cold brews. So
this is season finale. I wanted to give me all that cold brew. Give me all the brew.
Hell yeah, bro. But basically, I was gigging. I gig a lot in Charleston, and like I've really like, become, just made a family there, in the music community. The Poorhouse has really, really been good to me. Alex has treated me really well, and just showed me a lot of love and let me really have a lot of time there, and it's just a special place. And outside of that, just Charleston in general as a scene, like, has been really good to me. And there's so many different types of music and so many beautiful people and musicians that I'll never be as good at, man. Like it's insane. Like just the talent and like the skill is just crazy, bro.
It really is, man. I've played many shows at the Poorhouse, and have just witnessed so many amazing shows there. And Andy Greenberg from Runaway Gin keeps telling me that I should move down there. And
oh man,
I'd be lying if I haven't thought about it,
dude. The thing is, like, there are gigs, and it's also there's a really strong appreciation for music, man, in Charleston in particular, like, for whatever reason. But
it's something else, man. I'll tell you.
Yeah, dude. But like I just have to give the credit though. Also, just the Greenville, like, it's just such a good place, man. Like I've been a lot of places. Like I really hadn't been outside of South Carolina that much until going on tour with Joe initially, but basically coming back to Greenville, like after being in all those places, you really have a stronger appreciation for it. Even when I come back to Greenville, just from being in Charleston a lot, man, like it really is a special place. But
I think
basically,
I'm sorry, I was going to say I think it's cool that with the respective scenes, they each have their own kind of dynamic, but they kind of can complement each other in a lot of ways too. Because I know we've discussed kind of the Columbia area, the Midlands, but down towards the coastal region, obviously it's a different vibe. It's a more relaxed kind of vibe, more receptive to that kind of music and stuff. But yeah, like you said, Greenville, we do need to give some love to the Upstate here too. I think
for sure.
I think there's a lot of people kind of moving back and forth and experiencing different things, but the bottom line is I think the scene is growing overall in all these areas.
Definitely, man. And not to go, I know I'm going a far route, but my point in talking about these scenes is just because after being kind of rooted in the Charleston scene, and especially in the reggae world, Joe had heard about me, I think, from maybe the drummer for the Elevators or I can't remember, because the New England scene is very tight reggae wise, and those are all like all the homies like the Elevators and Joe and so many other great bands up there that I love and respect, that I can call friends now. But I think he had heard about me from a couple people, and we linked when Joe was living here briefly in Charleston, at the Poorhouse actually. And long story short, like I opened up for him solo acoustic. He did a headline on the deck, and we vibed really well. We hung out a couple times after that, and it was just an instant like brother vibe, you know, just like really super grateful, man. And long story short, I was just borrowing my friend's bass and like rusty, you know, string, like cheap Ibanez and like a little tiny Ampeg combo. And I was just like I had kind of messed around with it, like just with my thumb. Like I've pretty much studied reggae for a while, and I really love, you know, bass and drums and bass and reggae is number one, you know, and that in all music it is, but like in reggae in particular, it's really needs to be locked, and there's just a lot of emphasis on what space a bass line takes in a reggae tune, you know, depending on what kind of like reggae. But basically, I was messing around with it a little bit, and I finally got to the point where I play like a trio gig. Just in my friend Mike Root, like he's a really good keyboard player. He used to be the keyboard player for the Destinators back in the day, and he would do like just like we would just basically do old reggae like rhythms, like Jackie Matu, like organ, like piano led stuff, like just old like Studio One like stuff where it was just instrumentals basically, you know, and I was just messing around, like I was just kind of improvising, you know, but I really liked it, and we started doing those a lot at this place called Low Life in Folly Beach, and I was really liking it, and I was still just playing with my thumb, just like borrowing gear, like it was just fun, you know, and I really liked how I expressed myself on bass. It was new to me. I'd never played bass. I'd never owned a bass, like ever. And long story short, Joe had started coming to some of the jams, and like he started playing some guitar and jamming with us. And like a couple weeks after we had jammed a couple times, he was like, "Hey man, do you play bass?" Like even though we had played together, he was just kind of like legitimately asking me, and I was like, "Nah, really." But yeah, but you know, I played like 5 gigs on the bass, and basically it just came down where the vibe was right, and like he asked me to go out for I think it was a cashed out Tropidelic like country like nationwide tour, like, and I said yeah, dude, like, and I bought a bass. It all happened really like naturally. Like I was trying to figure out, I liked the short scale vibe, and I knew I wanted flat wounds, like for reggae purposes. I just really always was like drawn towards, I just did so much research. I was so new I'm still so new to it. But I basically one day I'd been searching, and I clicked on Facebook, and my friend Thomas Kinney was from Doom
Yes.
Flamingo.
Yeah, dude. Love that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, he's a ripper, dude. Dude, literally, I can't make this up. I was searching. I was gonna get like this like Mustang. I liked like the little short scale stuff. I thought it might be easier as a guitar player. But long story short, I clicked on Facebook, and this bass was just staring at me like on Facebook for sale, and it was Thomas, and it's like a GNL, like cheaper GNL jazz like type thing. And I was like, dude, I'll take it. And it was like $450 or something, and I played it, and it felt great. It already had like labella flats on it, which is pretty much, you know, it all worked out perfect, and it felt great. At this point, I was rehearsing Joe's tunes lightly, you know, like, but dude, I was still using my thumb. I'd never like tried to like do the hanging wrist thing, like the actual bass player thing. I was like, well, how? So I was kind of anxious. I was like, how? Like I felt really confident with my thumb, you know. Like I've always been a finger style acoustic player, so like I don't know if that had something to do with it, but I was just thumbing forever, and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like, I have to try it because I like a couple of his tunes, dude. Like, you can't just get by with your thumb. I mean, maybe some people, Katilius probably could, but I, I, I can't. And you know, this, I do something just clicked. I was like, oh, you rest your thumb on the pickup. Like, you know, like I was like, oh, you have to get like some leverage to like dig in, like to have that position. And it, dude, it just like clicked, and I got it, and I flew up. We actually, me and Joe drove from Charleston up to Plymouth, Massachusetts. Never been to Massachusetts in my entire life. Did a rehearsal, and then, you know, we had like a week, and then we had one rehearsal. Like, I think my like bass case got shipped like to the like to the house I was at, and like they had the strap. Like, I didn't have anything. But I did buy like a Mark bass, like a 410 and like a 800-watt head that I really liked that. And long story short, we did one rehearsal, and then we had a show at Ocean Mist in Rhode Island, opening up for a band called the Bumpin' Uglies.
Nice.
And I did good. You know, like I felt pretty good about it. And then, dude, we drove down, we had some shows, drove down to Florida, did some shows, and drove from Florida to South Dakota, played a show, and drove from South Dakota to Spokane, Washington, and started the tour with Cashed Out and Tropodelic, and all the way down to Vegas, and then drove from Vegas to Plymouth, back to Plymouth, Mass in like 2 days. It was nuts.
Wow, dude. I knew it was crazy. I didn't know it was that crazy.
So
It was pretty gritty.
Are you? This is. I was gonna say earlier. I made a motion, a little bird emotion. Are there birdies around you right now? I hear some tweets.
There are birdies around me.
I was gonna make a 3 little birds joke. I bit my tongue like 5 different times. Like every time you said the word reggae, I was like, "Don't say it, Ryan."
Dude, we actually did that tune acoustic this morning.
Oh, did you?
Lived it. Yeah. We're literally living that tune right now.
You made it. You put it into existence. Then 3 little birds had to come back at you. Awesome. So
yeah, man.
We just want to tell you this episode is season finale here, season 5. It's our 125th episode. We've been doing this a little over 3 years. We always like to do something kind of bigger here, so that's why we have DKat in the studio. And we're really excited to get you on the show because we think we're really digging your single here, obviously.
Thank you, man. It means a lot, bro.
Do you want to kind of set it up? Because we, of course, want to play it for everybody on the show today. Do you want to kind of set it up briefly for everybody?
Sure. Yeah. Like what you like, just describe how it came to be.
Yeah, just whatever you want to say on it.
All the above.
Oh man, well, I played all the instruments on it except drums, and mixed it / produced it at my old house, and it's really special to me. I wrote it a while ago, man, and it's just one of those. It's just one of those songs. I don't know. It's as a musician, I feel like one of the best feelings is to write a song that you actually like, you know, and like forever you go. I mean, I felt like I was like, man, I just don't know if I'm going to write a good song that I like, you know, and I genuinely like this song as many times as I've heard it, which is beautiful, man. And then the feedback has just been incredible. And I really appreciate you guys for just listening to it and enjoying it. And yeah, man, it's just like I think it's a song that just kind of just questions, like it's a crazy world we're in right now. There's a lot of heavy stuff going on, but also it's just like it just means whatever it means to each person, I feel like, you know, and hopefully it'll provide some uplifting vibes and some healing to as many people as possible. And or just fun, man, or just help people move. Whatever it is to the person that listens to it, I want it to be, you know?
Right, exactly. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm already singing it in my head right now as we're talking about it.
Well, let's not just sing it on the head. Let's let everybody hear it, man. Let's go ahead and drop it on.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the debut single, The World, for Layton McKinnon.
unspoken. It's me and it's you. Leaving it open. Can there be a day where we can shine a light? Nothing outside gonna lead us astray. Keeping it all in stride. Is this the world that I am from? Is this the world that I am in? Is this the world that I am from? Is this the world that I am in? Media united, humanity sided with the ones misleading the youth. Preying on broken families, suffering and calamity, preserving the truth. What can be done? The moon and the sun, they guiding you. Oh, what's the use? Give me some truth, nah, nah. Is this the world that I am from? Is this the world that I am in? Is this the world that I am from? Is this the world that I am in? Is this the world that I am from? Is this the world that I am in? Oh, is this the world that I am from? Is this the world? Is this the world that I am from? Is this the world that I am in? Is this the world that I am from? Is this the
Ladies and gentlemen, that was The World by our special season finale guest, Layton McKinnon.
Is it Layton Meacham? I got to call out my co-host.
It is Meacham.
I love how he pronounces words. You got to forgive. You love
but
beats.
I-
I
but
know
that
you
was-
love beats.
But that is dope, though.
This is why I
Okay,
It
I,
makes
was,
my-
I have been wondering this in my head the whole time we've been talking.
Dude, well, it makes me sound more Irish, and I do have a really big, I have a bigger
Oh.
beard right now.
Okay.
Oh, my Irish brother, McCarthy and McCannon. Can that be our
Yeah.
band? When we have our own band together, just you, me, Layton, like, let's just change your last name for the band's name's sake.
Yeah, bro, dude. I was
McCarthy
actually
and McCannon.
no, so many people. It's just basically like beach with the. It's like it's just Meacham, but like my name. I feel like both my first name and my last name are kind of trippy. So I totally no, dude. Even the guys in Sense Motion, like they're like that. I've heard everybody mispronounce both of my names, bro. So it is all good, man.
Dude, try having the last name Katilius.
You know, you got to just roll with it, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, you do.
That's what
a lot of the times, like I would go to Starbucks, bro, and like, you know how they're like, what's your name? I would say Max. I would say John. I would say Carl.
Just throw them off.
Well, just because instead
spell.
of having to say, hey, it's Layton, Layton. I feel like every time you
So-
know what I mean?
Every time I go to Tropical Grill, the last 3 times in a row, a call-in order, I say Ryan, like I emphasize the R, right? They still hear Brian 3 times in a row, but they type Brain on my ticket. So like I picked up my order, I said Ryan, and I pick up Brain's order.
Dude, that is hilarious.
I relate
It's the
to
little,
that.
It's the little things.
Right.
Man, I remember I remember being in college, and I can't remember what restaurant I was at in Boston, but my buddy Reggie had an order, and when he got it, it was written Peggy. Peggy.
Reggie
The
Sue.
pegster.
Peg, sir. Oh, peg.
Oh, Peggy.
Well, shit. Yeah,
Hey,
man. This was fun.
Before, I want to, because you mentioned it real quick, Sense of Motion. How did, just
Oh,
really
yeah.
quick, how did you get linked up with them? Because
Yeah.
I'm just kind of curious.
Man, dude, the reggae scene is so like small in America, but like big but small, you know. And I feel like, you know, I put out the tunes with the Destinators that I did, and I asked them. We linked because a good friend of mine, Paulie Herman, who is Sense of Motion's tour manager, was a.k.a.'s TM, and we vibed immediately. That's my bro, and I opened up for a.k.a. in Jacksonville with the Destinators, and me and Paulie vibed, and like it was the same weekend as Reggae Rise Up, and he was like, "Yo, bro, you got to meet Sense of Motion, the Sense of Motion boys. Like, y'all vibe." We did, and a bunch of time passed, and then we ended up doing their hometown show up in Atlantic City, and then I asked them to do our headline show at the Poorhouse, and we just vibed really heavy, man, and like it was just like it just made sense, man. Like and long story short, my first show with them, was this my first show? I'm trying to think. I think my first, I don't want to, let me think. Bro, I think my first show with them was 2 nights at the Warfield with Stick Figure.
like this huge theater
Wow.
sold out.
Yeah, to like 2,500 people. Like also first time ever using in-ears.
Oh,
First
that's
time ever
always a
using
fun day.
Bro, what?
That's always a fun day.
Oh, dude. First time using in-ears. First time ever using an amp modeler, like not using an amp on stage.
Oh, like a Kemper, or what'd you get?
It was Art, the lead singer of Sense of Motion, let me use an HX Stomp that he bought.
Oh, okay.
And it sounded pretty good in my ears. I mean, it's just, we got enough rehearsals in that where we felt comfortable, man. And like, it's still new to me, but it's just, it's a thing. But basically, man, yeah, now we're vibing heavy, man. We did the Algorithm tour, and we're about to go on tour with Soja in July.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And yeah, and we're man, a lot of good things are happening, bro. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, there's a lot of good things in the works, man. I don't want to say too much because I don't know if I can with certain things, but it's going to be a really exciting year, man. Like I'm trying to stay grateful and like present and like grounded, and like clear, that's the main thing. Like I want to remember these moments and cherish them, and just be grateful, bro. Like, and just got to keep moving forward, and yeah, it's just the Sense of Motion boys are awesome. I'm outside the drummer's house right now. Mike Crossan, he's the homie, man. And it's a lot of exciting things, bro. Y'all should check out our Sugar Shack session, our first Sugar Shack session, Truth and Discovery, is out on YouTube. And our next one should be released soon, and that's insider info.
Sweet.
Nice.
You heard it here first on Upstate Music.
We knew
Mind,
we'd
y'all.
get something out of him here.
Dude, I'm just gonna put it out there because there's a few things I've said on the show before, RC, that have come into real life, and I'm gonna go ahead and speak that. You see how Layton's playing all these reggae, some big things, you know, some big festivals, some big bands. You know, he's climbing that ladder. It's only a matter of time before me and Layton are gonna somehow play the same festival, either in the same band or other bands. I'm gonna be in, and we're gonna
Yes,
share.
sir.
And then Justin Johnson's gonna be there with Little Stranger. Okay, and we're all going to have this Upstate Music Mind. We're all going to be at Red Rocks together or something crazy, and then we're gonna have to do an episode together. So I'm speaking it into existence.
Yes,
Bro, that sounds incredible.
We should all just do an episode together, just anyway,
I
anywhere.
Yeah, dude.
I know, bro. You're making me miss Quest right now, honestly.
Oh, dude.
Dude,
R.I.P.
This is something I wanted to say about Greenville because we're talking about like how great Charleston is and Columbia, these other places. It's you can always come back to Greenville. The Greenville people, you can travel, go everywhere. You can go. Traveling musicians go all over the place. You can come on back to Greenville whenever you can. Live in Charleston and come to Greenville whenever you want. No problem. We still love you and accept you. And
man.
it's a part of your life forever, and this part of your friends are here forever too. You know, so.
Oh man, dude, I want to say another thank you to because I was the total new guy on the scene too, bro. Like no one knew who I was, you know, like in Greenville. I really appreciate you guys for, just accepting me and letting me do my thing. I mean, I didn't even do that much. I was just playing at friggin' Smiley's and playing at restaurants and bars, bro. But all that practice and all that the repetition of that and the vulnerability of playing by myself so much, it got me ready. That's what got me ready to be and play with people, and play with bands and be kind of ready when I got to Charleston, yeah, man, I hope there is talk of new venues coming through Greenville, right?
Yes, yeah, we're
True Line.
We're supposed to get a new. It's going to be a double venue in one, a 400 room called the Handlebar. Shout out to the old Handlebar.
Wait, it's going to be called the Handlebar?
Well, it's going to be upstairs. So the main floor is going to have 1,700 capacity, I believe, and then the upstairs is a tribute to Handlebar, going to be called the Handlebar, and about a 400 capacity. So yeah, really cool.
Man, dude, also to not to talk y'all's ear off, but the one thing that I am sad about is that I wasn't able to experience the Handlebar of age and enjoy it as an adult. Because I saw Zoso there twice, which was sick. I saw I saw North Mississippi All Stars there, which was dope. Tinsley Ellis, saw Matt Carney there, but I just never. I was young, and it'd be nice to. I wish I could have enjoyed it. Dude. But
You'll think this is cool. I saw the movement at the Handlebar with Jordan and Josh and a DJ in 2007, opening up for Bad Fish.
No way, bro.
Yeah, dude. So now think about how big all those bands are, and there was probably 50 people at the show.
Oh, dude, yeah. Bad Fish was the big. By the way, Bad Fish was the first tour that I went on with Joe.
See. Dude, this is everything's look how the Handlebar was such ahead of its time, man. It had John Mayer, had all these people right before they blew up.
Yeah.
Before they got big. So that's part of Greenville. That's what Greenville did. We had Layton right before he got big, y'all. We got DKat right before we sent him off. We had Vince. We had Marcus. We got Love Beats. We got RC Cola. You know what I mean? We got these seeds start here in Greenville, y'all. We got the green, baby.
Man, bro, I'm just grateful to be here, man. there's a lot I want to do, man. There's a lot we all have to offer, the world, and I'm excited to see what we all do. And like, it's just about helping each other, like there's stuff that I'll never know that that you guys can teach me, and vice versa with everyone that we meet, and I'm just trying to remember that.
Dude, that's so awesome, dude. For what it's worth, I'm flipping proud to call you a brother, an Upstate music brother. Like, I'm flipping proud when I saw you play with Sense of Motion the first time. I was like, no flipping way. This isn't just, this isn't even, he's on guitar now. What is this? Like, so it's just so cool to see you keep climbing the ladder and then having your debut single come out. So it's like, this is only the beginning, y'all. So,
man,
let's go to the top,
Thank
baby.
you, guys. Thank you, man.
Well, DKat, you got anything else for Layton? And say his last name right.
Meacham.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows that.
No, man, it's awesome to see out there killing it, man. Just keep it up.
Man. Thanks, bro. Likewise, dude.
Yeah, Layton, man.
I saw. By the way, you crushed it at Smiley's. Last time I was in Greenville, I think I saw you with.
Oh yeah, man. Thank you.
Oh, it was awesome, dude.
Who was he playing with?
That was a great. I forgot. Was it a Shady Recruits?
Yeah, it was Shady Recruits.
Nice.
Man, last time I played with you, Ryan, was probably at Paris Mountain that time or something, or at Chicora Alley or something like that.
Yeah, Chicora Alley probably sounds right. Yep. Or Paris Mountain, you're right. No, I just redid that gig last year again, so they're still going strong. Yeah, they still got it. Solar Power 8 PA system. Let's go. Like,
sick,
dude, man. But keep crushing it. Just keep your boy Love Beats in mind whenever you're rubbing figures, stick figure and all these other people.
Oh man,
you just remember,
it, bro.
I'm here for you. DJ and drummer, Dr. Love Beats. So,
my boy, bro.
Not trying to steal any jobs, just I'm available. So yeah, thanks for being on the show, dude. I'm so flipping happy we got you on here because we've been messaging for a while, and I think it worked out perfect to have you on the season finale with my brother DKat.
Oh man, I appreciate you guys, bro. Like seriously.
Dude, thank you. And let's check in whenever you got the other band single that you're going to release. Check back in with us on season 6, man. We want to hear from you again.
Sweet, bro. Sounds good, man.
Yeah, no, maybe about it. We're going to get you back on. We're going to pronounce your name correctly every fucking time. And we're going to have another good time chatting.
Yeah, because obviously, Ryan, his name is Layton. Say it.
Meacham.
Layton
Meacham.
Duh. Everybody knows it.
McKinnon.
That's my Irish. That's his Irish. His Irish cousin. I was talking about him. Yes. It's a folk band. They're in McKinnon and Son. Anyway,
oh man,
thank you, bud. We'll talk to you all day. I think we should have every interviewee drink a coffee brew before because this has been one of the best, most fun interviews. Yeah, man. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you guys, man. Y'all enjoyed the day, bro.
All right, bud. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Check back in.
All right, man. Peace, guys.
All right.
Later, buddy.
Bye.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Layton Meacham.
There you go. He added an M, but that was just close.
That felt natural. You felt how natural that sounded coming from me. Man, we like to do...
All right, so you know what's funny? I think we're going to leave it like we had it, guys, because remember we were setting up this day in music, and it was kind of funny, and then he called in. I want to leave it in there because I think that's funny. I think that shit was funny.
Totally.
But let's go ahead and get back to it, right?
Checking in. Sound effect.
You're the sound effect.
State music.
No, should I hit it again?
Yo, absolutely. Okay. Let's hit it again.
And this is
This Day in Music.
Sponsored by Head & Shoulders.
Yeah. Thank you, Crispy.
All right, July 1st. Here we go. This was a big moment in music history.
DKat, we said on air, we were like, we need a This Day in Music thing, and then Crispy sent that in. That's how that happened.
Nice.
Yeah, came through in the clutch.
Check in.
And like I said, easy promotion now, every episode for Matt Crisp. But on this day, July 1st, way back in 1979, Sony changed the musical landscape with the introduction of the Walkman.
I was about to say CD.
Not yet.
No, that was later.
Yes.
You obviously, I mean, books.
Did we all have Walkmans? Can we
Yeah.
We're all
at one point or another, I had my dad's Walkman.
Right. It was my parents' Walkman. Exactly.
Which like generally were more efficient than when you had the CD like version Walkmans because those would skip. I mean, then eventually they had the skip corrector, but that didn't work all the time.
It really didn't. That was a long time. It was more reliable. It's like they didn't care about their cassettes as much. You can be like, all right, Amy Grant, heck yes.
I remember the last portable CD player I had was probably like the equivalent of what an OtterBox is to an iPhone. It was just this big old honking like plastic and like rubber, almost like rugged construction kind of thing. And it just plays this little flat disc.
Yeah, you could run over it with a truck.
Yeah, probably. Honestly.
So yeah, July 1st in 1956. So we're going way back here. It says with quotations tamed. Elvis Presley made his debut on the Steve Allen Show, during which he was forced to don a tuxedo and perform Hound Dog to an actual basset hound.
Huh.
So that was probably pretty. That was pretty awkward. I'm assuming.
That does sound awkward.
The dog pissed the floor. No, I'm just kidding. All right. We're gonna skip Beatles because we talk about them, I think, in abundance because this website loves them so much. I mean, I don't dislike the Beatles, but
abundance of Beatles.
But I think that's good for events. Let's go ahead and do some birthdays. We ready?
Birthdays.
On July 1st, over 100 years ago, in 1915, Willie Dixon.
Nice.
All right. And then we also have Mr. James Cotton and Delaney Bramlett. I'm sorry. Do you guys know?
No,
I don't.
Okay,
I don't.
they were fantastic musicians. I promise.
I don't.
But we do know Debbie Harry from Blondie. She is
Blondie. Yes.
on July 1st. Also, Fred Schneider from the B-52s.
Oh yeah, from
Love Shack Baby. 1951. Also,
box money.
Phil Solem from the Rembrandts.
Okay.
Did they make the Friends theme song?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And toothpaste, right?
Probably.
I think Rembrandt was a toothpaste, wasn't it?
Yes. Absolutely.
You're a Crest guy.
Absolutely.
Colgate.
Oh, Colgate. There we go.
Eggshell.
I'm straight charcoal. Just kidding. Damn. don't
Man,
look at my
thinking about TV theme songs, that's probably up there though, right? Like, because it's like
absolutely.
It's like a band. Like I imagine if you saw their show, and I might be wrong, and it's not a diss, they might open with that song and maybe close with it. And I don't know if that's right because they open the show with it and then they close. Like the Friends show opens with it and then they close like an instrumental version. Thank you all for coming out. And then they're covered.
I wonder how much they made off of that song.
I'm thinking still doing great.
Yeah.
I'm hoping so.
We're going to wrap up here with happy birthday to Missy Elliott.
Missy.
Yes.
Yes. Missy Elliott.
It's your Flaminippa
awesome.
Yep. Or something like that.
Yep. Yep.
All right, and
Missy
that is going to
Elliott's
conclude another edition of
another special edition of
This day music.
All
Thank
right,
you, Matt Chris.
guys, that was jam-packed, that episode.
That felt like a season finale.
It sure
felt
did.
like a season finale.
It sure did. I had a blast. Did everybody have fun?
Oh,
DKat.
absolutely.
Dude, we appreciate you sitting in, man.
I
Yeah,
think
man.
You were
Thanks for having me.
excellent third co-host.
And you know what I noticed about 40 minutes into it? I was like, do I look stupid? Because I never looked at... This is the first time I've worn this combination that beats...
You look cooler than ever, to be
Okay,
honest with
perfect.
you.
Okay. And not that it matters at this point, but yeah.
You'll find out in post. Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
This is a good
I always
one.
do.
This was a great one.
Yeah, man. Great talking to Layton Meacham.
That's worse than none. Or I guess
Meacham.
it's just as bad.
Layton Meacham. Yeah, man. That was...
God bless him for putting up with me saying that because I've known him for so long, so who knows how long I've said that.
It's all right, man. He loves you. That love shines right through. So
Okay.
he did
As long
not
as I
care
got
at
the
all. You
first
could tell.
name right. He's such a nice guy, so I'm sure he's not going to hold it against me.
No. But yeah, we appreciate DKat coming in to the studio, helping us co-host, doing an interview himself.
Oh, anytime. Anytime.
Yeah, we might have to have a little special guest, DKat. Dude, we might have to get you flipping, just bring your bass in here and do like Seinfeld, like bass lines one episode. Dude, keep us
Another
a little soundtrack.
nice-
going. You would crush it. That would be cool.
Yeah, all right.
And that
Season 6.
that track, of course, performed by the Colgates. Did anybody get that? Okay, all right.
Tim,
The reference to the Rembrandt. I thought it was good.
hit one.
I'll add laughter in post. Oh, another Tim Allen. We had 2 Tim Allen drops this whole time. Oh, that's great. Fellas,
Wow.
anything else we got here?
I want to say, I'm trying to think about all the things that we started from this season.
I was
going
going
to
to say, should we have a little flashback down memory lane here?
With just off the top of the dome, just not in order, but shout outs. Like we started making video this season, so shout out to
Huge landmark
Films.
Thank you to
and
Bill Kerrigan.
About midway through, almost the season. I couldn't tell you the exact one, but it felt like we did about half the season. Episode 10 is our debut.
Yes.
And our executive producer knew that. So shout out to Bill Pluffer Films. If you want him to make you a film like this, he'll hit him up.
Yeah, man, we kicked off the season 5 way back with the Greenies special. If you guys remembered that was fun.
December.
Dang, yeah, it was a while ago. But yeah, no, we've had a lot of great guests. We've had some new guests, some returning guests. We had Islander back on. I go back to middle school with him.
Islander has that song out for Sting right now. That's such a big deal. Golly, shout out to Islander. I was just talking to somebody from New York, and they're like, "Hey, I just saw Islander, like local boys."
Yeah, and honestly, like a lot of the guests we've talked about, we've already referenced because we've been going down memory lane already. So,
Brother Oliver's got a movie out, y'all. We had them on the show twice. So, Brother Oliver got a brand new movie out, Amazon Prime and Apple TV. It's called How to Break a World Record. So
check it out. Yeah, like we said, we might have a world record breaker already on our hands here today
with our DKat, and now uniting us with the UMMPod Nation, with the Humphreys McGee Nation, like this.
Everybody do it. Yeah.
I do want to give a special shout out, of course, to our sponsors, Hawk Plumbing, Local Q, Carolina Bowen House, 1885 Tap Room. Next season, we're going to probably introduce a couple more names to the mix.
Please, reach out to us.
Maybe we'll get back with Docs here, like we discussed earlier, too.
Let's do it.
So
be a sponsor.
Yeah. Stop pointing so aggressively. But yeah, we appreciate everybody, all the sponsors, of course, but all the support and all the fans and all the people who at least tell me they download. I don't know if they listen, but I couldn't care less. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much. It's been a blast. I can't wait to kick off season 6 here soon with you, brother.
See y'all in season 6. I'm Dr. Lovebeats. Thank you, RC Cola, DKat, Bill Kerrigan, Plethora Films. Your UMMPod Nation, thank you so much. UMMPod Nation, we will see you season 6. UMMPod Nation, we love you. I'll say UMMPod Nation, UMMPod Nation, UMMPod Nation, UMMPod Nation.
Goodness gracious.
UMMPod Nation, UMMPod Nation, UMMPod Nation.